everybody. We're at IAAPA. Don Helbig alongside Ryan Stern, and between us is Matthew Miller. He is from the Orlando Informer. Just had him on a recent podcast. Matthew, a lot to see, a lot to do here.
Who doesn't love IAAPA? Man, it's like coming home on Thanksgiving. There's so many people, there's so many cool things. I'm having a blast. Thanks for having me today.
Awesome. Well, welcome back to the show. Nice to meet you in person, by the way.
You as well.
Awesome. So, tell us about some of the things you've seen here that have blown your mind. What's new this year at IAAPA?
So I don't feel like necessarily overall there's a huge theme of things that are brand new. Like a few years ago, there was the introduction of what felt like VR.
Right.
You know, like 5 years ago, everybody had a VR headset. I haven't necessarily seen a trend that I would say is brand new. What I would say is I feel that a lot more of the vendors are jumping into interactive technology. I have seen a lot of 3D domes, projection mapping, walking into booths, large-scale rooms, small-scale rooms, interactive gaming type thing. I've seen a lot of that on a smaller gameplay scale. And I've got to experience some of them, but they're a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. So, they did a couple of ride vehicle reveals. Have you seen any of those yet?
I have. I actually spent quite a bit of time, I think, being able to look at the SeaWorld coaster, the new surf coaster.
Yeah.
I had to see what that looked like because with that up and down motion that we talked about on the podcast, I wanted to see with my own eyes how that was going to work.
That's going to be a lot more comfortable to ride with that up and down, I think.
I sure hope so.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, we didn't get into this too in depth on the actual podcast, but I feel like if you go through like a hump or something and the seat actually lifts, that might like add to the air.
Yeah, it seems like it would increase it.
Look, we got a special guest. Oh my God, David Detling.
We're doing the
we're totally doing the podcast. So that was David Detling. He's the proprietor of the Attractions Group. He's always welcome on the show. He was our first ever guest, but he didn't feel like he was welcome now. But anyway, back to the surf coaster. So do you think that it'll be more of a thrill element or more of a comfort element to have that piston in the seats?
I think it's hard to tell only because how much movement is there truly going to be there. I think though you have the opportunity for both. I think that when you're going in both your negative and your positive G's, up and down, airtime, I think you can increase it, but also, standing coasters are known for being very rigid.
Right.
And to be able to go through some of those elements and to have that fluid movement, I think it's going to be a lot more comfortable.
Did you see the damn pearl?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
think of those.
That looks really cool as well. I would love to get on and take it for a spin.
Yeah, you know what I really liked about the one that Cedar Point did is it's like a cheese. So it's going to look like the mouse is chasing the cheese throughout the ride. I think that's going to be a really cool element.
Yeah, I went live on YouTube earlier, awaiting that announcement. People were saying, like, do you think it's the mouse one or the cheese one? I thought they were joking. I had no idea that 3 were mouse, 3 were cheese.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat. Awesome. What other technology, what's like some individual thing that stuck out to you? You mentioned like, a lot of the interactive stuff and the projection mapping and so on. What's been your favorite thing so far? Now we're early,
yes.
So it might change.
Yeah, so this is my first day on the floor, much like everybody else's, right? But I got to say, I spent some time with interactive paintball.
Okay.
And I thought that was pretty neat. It was a room that you went inside of, like a shooter type game, and instead of shooting BBs, it shot real paintball gun.
Okay.
And then obviously when it hit the interactive wall, it made something happen. So I really like the effect of a physical object moving and then interacting with something digital.
We saw 2 guys going at it with what looked like lightsabers.
Ah.
But they were legitimately like kind of like sword fighting and stuff. I told Don we should try it out and I should just go right for the head and see if he gives me credit just for the kill immediately.
I love it. And also, don't forget, they're doing it right now. They're announcing the TIA Awards.
Yep.
So, they'll give them out later, but they're announcing them right now. So I'm really excited to see who wins. Obviously we don't know. They're going to do that in a moment. So I think when I leave here, I'm going to head that way next and see what they've highlighted.
Absolutely. And they also, the IAAPA Hall of Fame was announced last week.
Yes.
Including Cincinnati's own Dennis Spiegel. So
very nice.
Congratulations to him from International Theme Park Services Incorporated. I'm sure he'll enjoy that plug. But so, any other questions for Matthew? We'll probably catch up with you again because you probably have only seen 5% of the show, just like us.
If that. I stayed mainly near my check-in location and spent a lot of time with the interactives.
One of the things for me coming down here, though, and it's been a long time since I've been with this event, is you got to patience. There is, and you can weigh yourself down really quick. Like I said, there's so much to see and do here. But I think that'd be one of the things that my early learning is pace myself and not try to see everything at once.
That's right, and you got to have a game plan. Because if you're trying to see 6 different partners or vendors in one day, and they are as far apart as possible, you're going to put an extra 2 miles. I think if you put in a lot of time to study before you show up, you can save some miles on your feet.
Yeah, you got to do your homework. That map is available on IAAPA.org, I believe. So for those of you who are showing up to the show a little bit later than us, you can take a look at that, try to figure out where you want to go. But I'm sure a lot of people that are watching the cast would also like to just come and see what's new and what's innovative and stuff, much like us in a lot of ways. So that's awesome.
And don't be overwhelmed. If it's your first time coming or you've been coming for a decade, there's always something new to see. But I remember my very first time at IAAPA, I was so overwhelmed. I thought, I'm a nobody. Why am I doing this? And just to get to come, see really cool things, and to meet incredible people like you too as well. That's awesome.
Well, you mentioned gameplay. Like my first time that I came down here, it was just to see like the motion cars and reveals and those kind of things. No game. But for Ryan and I, a lot different. We're here at work. We have different things we have to do. I mean, we came in with all these different objectives we wanted to accomplish. So a lot to get to in a few days for us.
Love it, love it, love it.
Awesome. Well, Matthew, thank you for taking the time to be on here again. We'll definitely catch up with you. You're going to be here all week?
I'm going to be here most of the days. I've got some events happening this weekend, so I won't be able to stay all week, but I plan on being here at least today and tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, we'll catch up with you again, and we'll get some follow-up feedback on what you see after today. So
sounds great.
Thank you again so much. Right.
Great seeing you.
Great seeing you.
Great seeing you.
Thank you.
That was Matthew Miller, the Orlando Influencer.